Hello, everyone. This is Lucy Rosa-Stagi, and today is Thursday. Today is February 9th, and as you know, it's interview day. So, before we start, let's do a few housekeeping tips. If you are joining us live today, in the comments below, would you type in hashtag live? Or if you're seeing the replay, hashtag replay, and do tell us where you're coming from. As you know, I'm in Mexico. This is where I live, and this is where I do my interviews. And my guest today is coming from Vancouver, Canada. And so, one more request. Above the video, you will see a strip that says StreamYard. Would you click on that strip? That will allow StreamYard to use your name, and that way you can communicate with us. Now, do not pay attention to the bell because there's somebody who is checking the alarm system. So that will go away. This is what happens when you go live. Anyway, if you have any questions that are related to your health and diet, please mention these in the comments section, okay? Um, as you know, usually I like to talk about what my guests and I have in common. Well, we were both born in French Canada. The other thing is we're the same generation. I'm a little older than she is. I could be her bigger sister. We met on we met online, but my guest was featured by Dean Graziosi on one of his many challenges, not only once but several times. We have the same mentors, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi. We're both Progress Next students. And if you're not familiar with Progress Next, it's a new legacy that was built by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi when they started in 2019. This new legacy called Self-Education is the New Norm. So they created a blueprint roadmap which helps one extract one's knowledge, one's expertise, one's interests, and it allows them to start a business online. It first was called KBB, and that stood for Knowledge Business Blueprint. And then it morphed into what it's called today, Progress Next. So this program is excellent. It allows you to write a course, have a digital product that you can sell on their own platform. It comes with a platform called mastermind.com, where you can either write a course, do a workshop, do a webinar, or even a 3 or 5 day challenge, or even build a mastermind. And all that is so that we can impact other people's lives. But we'll talk about this a little more with my guests. I think my guests and I have the same motto: health is our wealth. So I want you to meet my awesome guest, Agathe Mathieu. Hi, Agathe.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, oh, look at that chocolate cake in the background. Oh my God. Agathe, that's sinful. I haven't eaten yet. so,
Yeah,
so,
and
so
the people stay with us because that's my gift for the viewers. We'll
oh,
let you know where to find this one at the end of our talk.
oh, wow. Then you want to stay till the end.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, wonderful. Chef, I know that you and I were both born in French Canada. I'd like to talk a little bit about your background. So let's go back before you became interested in living cuisine. Who were you? What did you do? Were you married with children? And what made you interested in healthy living cuisine?
Yes.
Tell us
Oh, my
about your
God.
background a little bit.
Yeah. So I did various things in my life, but mostly I was a seamstress, a designer, really. I did a
Okay.
lot of wedding gown and evening gown and moved I came from Quebec, moved to Calgary, moved to Vancouver, and here's the bell. And then and then I did that. and here is I'm 45 years old, and I'm starting to have arthritis because my birth mother had arthritis. She had also a very bad psoriasis, so my face was a mess as well. And then I have a friend, and she tells me about a book to read on
Hmm.
living cuisine. And it was a small read, and I, looked at it that night, and then the next day I started eating this way. Just I went like, okay, they're saying eat nuts and seeds and vegetables and fruits and legumes. I can do that. I would have never touched the food in a packet or something, processed. That wasn't my thing. I was brought up with my mom, cooking at home all the time.
Right.
So I did that. And after a week, here comes the bell. After a week,
Folks,
competition for the bell.
they're just testing Agat's alarm where she lives, so don't
Yeah,
be concerned
exactly.
about the bell.
Exactly. So I thank you. So after a week of eating, I just ate that way. I cold turkey next day started eating this way. After a week, inflammation was gone. I was able to close my hands because inflammation. Oh no, inflammation does that. Like it gets in the way of using your hands. So after a week, I was able to close. After 3 months, it was gone. Arthritis
Wow.
never came back. Then I opened my cafe in 2012. Then I closed my cafe with the pandemic because, like I said, a case of lettuce does not last for a week. We used to
That's
have
right.
food coming in every second day.
Okay,
And
so
then,
Agathe, before you go on with your cafe, so you were a seamstress. You did wedding gowns. I mean, you've always been very creative. Then
yeah,
is that right? And I saw, and you had an imagination that worked well for you, and you
yeah.
designed. And so, let me tell you, um, you were not the. Oh, thank God, the bells have stopped ringing. Maybe now your alarm system works, hopefully.
Gosh.
So, so you're not the only one in your family. You mentioned that you had not psoriasis, but skin problems.
Yeah, skin rashes.
But
My children had
your
skin
children
rashes.
did too, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so when you started this new cuisine, this new way of living, then this became almost a family affair, right?
Yeah, I did it myself for 6 months alone because,
Yeah,
when you start something new, when you start something new, everyone around you, it's like, whoa, 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 don't change.
right,
So, we're talking about the course earlier. When you start on to doing a course, it's like, what are you doing? So it was the same with
right,
the food. It was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So I did it alone for 6 months. And then the proof was the proof. Okay, I'm still standing. I'm alive. I'm not falling apart, even
right.
though I'm not eating animal protein. And then, yeah, and then my children joined me with, so it was rashes, hyperactivity, all resolved, temper tantrum. My middle son would just kick the wall and make holes in the wall.
Wow.
That's how temper tantrum he was crazy. And they all became all comes in. Everything calmed down in the home. And then my husband at the time had sleep apnea. That also got resolved. And for me, it was
Wow.
arthritis, losing the weight, floaters in my vision, rashes on my face, name it.
Wow. Now you're telling me that your husband had sleep apnea. This new living cuisine took care of that too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And okay, so your arthritis went away after 3 months,
yeah,
and it cured all of these skin ailments
yeah,
that your children had.
yeah,
Not only that, but your middle son, who you had tantrums, was
yeah.
oh my God, was he hyperactive or something? Yeah, I guess he was,
My
right?
my youngest one was hyperactive. My middle one has a short fuse. Oh,
Um,
he had. There you go. That's interesting. He had a short fuse. So with the diet, calm him down. But now he's on his own, so he's eating the same again. So guess what? It came back.
it came back.
So for me, what it is like I said, I've been eating this way for 20 years. So the arthritis never came back. The excess
Wow.
weight never came back. The rashes never came back. because our food is our fuel and feeds our microbiome. And our
Right.
microbiome needs those fiber and polyphenols and vitamins and nutrients that we get from the food. And when you
Right.
eat eat as much as possible from nature to your plate, then you lose nothing. You lose no nutrients at all. And
Right.
you don't get into, it's called advanced glycation end products, which is when you cook and if you blacken, like on the barbecue and things like that, that's when you bring illnesses in your body because it's not good to do that. It's called glycation, it's oxidation. Oxidation leads to illnesses. So,
Wow.
so there's none of that in raw food. That's why I keep, being the way I am, healthy, energy. I have no ache and pain. I wake up in the morning and it's not like, let me give me a minute here so I can keep going. I keep going. I just foot off the bed. I'm good to go.
Yeah, and you have so much energy, it's unbelievable, and I'm sure it's because of the diet that you eat. Listen, I want to tell for our audience, I just want to explain that in French Canada, you and I grew up with what we thought was delicious food, but the food was so bad for us. We just didn't know, but it was so tasty, wasn't it? I mean, my I know my father died of hardening of the arteries, and it's
Yeah.
because of what he ate. But he also used to say, "Well, at least I'll die happy." Well, he
Or
died young.
miserable.
We
Yeah.
weren't very happy, and
Yeah.
so so you can't only think of yourself. So you've come a long way. You must have had a lot of difficulty knowing the French Canadians. You changing your diet completely. That I'm sure didn't go over well. And I
Well,
know that you've already said people thought you were crazy. Thought, what are you doing? What do who do you think you are? Right? Kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Like I said, as soon as you do something different than them,
Yeah,
something they might wish to do themselves, but they
yeah,
cannot do it. So they start to, unfortunately, maybe put you down. That won't last.
yeah.
That doesn't make sense. That sort of thing. But as you say, with the French cuisine, it's quite rich. The beauty, though, is that my mom was an awesome cook. So my taste buds were really shaped and formed and trained
Right.
for the taste, for the texture, for the aftertaste, which you can do with vegan food. That cake behind me, I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind away. And when you do it, don't tell your guests, don't tell it's raw food. And they'll
Yeah.
say, that's the best chocolate cheesecake ever. They're thinking, and
You
there's
know,
no animal products.
I just know that what you're saying is true. I just want to let you know that I had this experience going to India in November. I was celebrating, helping to launch one of my clients' program, and we were in India where that bell is annoying. But okay, I'm gonna forget that it's there. But we had a one of the moms cook for us vegan meals. I can't believe she had like 7 different dishes for us every day, every different day, plus desserts. They were different every day. I couldn't believe my taste buds. So good was the food, and I thought, you can do this with vegan food? Oh my God, I'm going to come home and be a vegan. So I totally understand.
Oh,
But listen to what happens,
yeah,
and maybe you can address this. So I
yeah.
come home wanting to be a vegan and go, ooh, well, I'm so used to what I'm doing. That means I'm going to have to change my ways. And yet I came home with a recipe of all vegetables that I eat all the time because I eat mostly vegetables. What is it with people? What is it with people that we're not into prevention? I mean, that's what you have to come up against, right?
It's
People,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
What is
it's
it with us,
yeah.
human beings?
Well, it's fascinating, and that is uh, it's the neural connection that are in our brain. So
Right,
you see certain food and you get a hit of dopamine. Oh, I want that donut. I want that, whatever you see out there that you are used to that you
right.
very well know it's not good for you. But you want it, you have it, and sure enough, after that, you get the drop and you go like, why did I do that? But when it comes for a change, that's why I say is, you know, if whatever you look at doing a change, look at someone who has walked the talk for a long time. So
Right.
someone comes around and say, "Oh, I've got this new thing. This is fantastic. This is amazing. I've been doing it for 2 months. Do you want to do
Yeah.
it?" So if it's the case, then ask the person, who is your mentor? Where did you get that from? So go back to who has done it for a long time. And then they'll have the tips and the tricks and the way about it to support people to make the change. And also,
Right.
you'll find out if it's working or not, because I mean, there's many things that come and go. Like we have so much thing coming now from the internet. What happened for me is with time, and I had my cafe for 8 years, so my recipes have been always perfected. When you have a cafe, you need to have clients. So
Right.
it has to meet the taste of the majority. Not, oh, that's what I like. Never mind the others. No, no, has to me. So my recipes have been perfected to really reach that that pleasure in your mouth.
Right.
And then the more you eat that food that you know very well is good for you, then you start to change your neural connection, and then your brain start to say, yeah, I know I used to eat that donut, but that cheesecake, well, it's not a cheesecake again, that cake from Agathe, that's much better. And now your brain is directing you to that
Right.
healthy food. It takes some time. It's like they say, you don't go to the gym after a day. Oh, yeah, got muscles. No,
I
you
know.
don't.
I know.
So you why would you do that? Like people say to me, I got, why do you keep eating that this way? I mean, it's difficult when you go to friends. I said, no, it's not. They're asking me to bring food.
Yeah.
So so it's something. Why would you do that? Would you like to think of, like I'm 65, like Lucy says, we're up in age. So when you get up in age, and now it's not so much older anymore, people might live longer, but what kind of health do they have? So do
Right.
you want to end up in a senior home wearing a diaper and being spoon fed
Oh
because you're
no. No
thinking
way.
like this? So, if that's enough of a why, start now. I
Yeah.
have friends, they say to me, Agathe, it's so upsetting. Look at me. I've got wrinkles in my forehead and you don't. And I say, well, it's never too late to start. You know,
Um,
and that's what it is. Start now. And like I say, if you don't start today, tomorrow is your today. Like it keeps, today, today, today.
Absolutely, I'm listening to you, and yes, I need to drill that into my own head. I'll tell you. I mean, I had a situation yesterday. What do you do about cravings? I had a craving yesterday that I wanted. Now I eat. I think I eat healthily because I eat lots of legumes, lots of vegetables. But I was craving a hamburger yesterday,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to go out and get a hamburger with. And so I did that with a friend. What would you have suggested to me had you been in my house yesterday? What would you have suggested to me
Okay,
to
so
take care of that craving?
there's two sides to that. So the first one is great that you don't have the burger at home. So if
That's
it's not in your house, it's not in your mouth. You have to
that's not
physically
good.
go somewhere to get it. So that's a good one. The second one is when you fall off, when you don't stay on what you know you should be staying on. Well, you do it one time, but I invite you to not do it 2 times. So if you ate a burger yesterday, don't eat one again today. Don't do
Okay.
that. Go
Yeah.
back to go back to eating, healthy and whatnot. Uh, the other thing is, spot in your town. There might be a place where you can have a nice burger that is a vegan burger, not the vegan coming from a lab though, not the lab burger. The what are they called? The analog. Those food that are made in lab, and they're
No.
so remote. Like I said, nature to play. So there are
Nature
bean
to play.
burgers. There are, it exists. There are places.
Right.
There are more and more. So find the place where you can. Okay, you want the burger. Why do you want the burger? Well, think of it for a second. You might want it because it's warm. Like in my case, it's not warm, and I enjoy that. I don't want any warm food, but for you, you want warm. Okay, so you want warm. You like the seasoning or the sauces or the whatever goes with it. Um, you like the seasoning, so you don't need the meat. The meat, nobody eats a burger that is just meat. The burger has been seasoned, and onions and everything in it, so that it gives it the taste. Raw meat, yeah, it's just not common. I don't think
No.
many people do that. So find a place where they have that amazing, it can be a mushroom burger, a bean burger, or find that place and go there. You want a burger? Yeah, go there. The other part also is, that bread, anything bread pasta is not good, in a sense
Mm.
that if it was a sprouted bread, sprouted
Mhm.
grain, whole grain, you have a whole food. Usually it's a flour. Flour is sugar in your body. Sugar is sticky. It's bad news. Pasta is the same. Croissant, cakes, everything made with flour. No, it's not a good idea. So you can go to that restaurant and say, "Can you wrap my burger in lettuce leaves? Put more
Yes,
lettuce."
I've done that. You're absolutely right. Yeah. That's a beginning. That's a good beginning. I just want I just want to acknowledge the
The
our
fun.
guests that are with us. A
Oh,
reminder for everyone who if they're above the video, there's a a notice that says StreamYard. Click on that so that it allows StreamYard to use your name so we can interact with you. So I want to thank for sure.
it's
Somebody wants to
already.
know, is dinner ready? Love that, Beth. Patty, who's with us, who's she's very into health and she takes care of her family that way. Um, Also, and she's from Texas, so yeah, lots of meat there in Texas. And she says we are always overcoming obstacles. Doreen, who's with us, hello, so happy to be here. Thank you, Doreen. We're happy that you're here too. Also, Eileen from Northeast BC, Canada. Now she's
Yeah, she's
pretty
my
close
neighbor.
to you. You're from Vancouver, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Doreen, who's happy to be here too. Hannah, who says hello. Hi, Hannah. Thank you for being here. Um,
Oh, the
Doreen, who
Northeast
is from
Coast. There you
Northeast
go.
Coast in the USA. Um, heck yes, food is a fuel for us. And now we don't know who the Facebook user is. And so, for your Facebook user, if you would just click the strip above that says StreamYard, they will allow us to see your name. So Doreen says, that's interesting. He started eating the way he used to, and everything came back. She's talking about your son that you were telling us, who
Yeah.
did your cuisine for a while. Isn't that interesting that something like that would happen? But he's back now, right? He's back to your living cuisine, is he not?
Oh,
Or
no,
not?
no, he's in the States. He's with, and so, like I said, in my children, my daughter still eats that way. My boys don't. And when they have, because they had that trouble when they were young, and if that
Yeah,
flares up again, they know where to find the answer.
yeah,
Because as you just said, what happens? Why is it that we know very well to eat one way is so beneficial for us?
right.
Why is it that we don't keep doing this? Well, in the case of my children, they were younger though when they left home. I mean, in a sense of it, in their 20s. My husband at the time, separation, his family against it. And so they have an aunt that is a doctor that told them it was really bad to eat this way. So
Oh
there
my
was
goodness.
a bit of work on the father's side family to tell them don't eat that way, and they follow that route. But
So
they know to come back, when. And I'm afraid that, like for my oldest son, for example, we used to know where he went in the home because there was a trail of tissue. That kid was always blowing his nose. And he
wow,
came to visit at Christmas. Guess what I found? A trail of tissue.
wow.
And so it's the beginning of, him going back. And also he had shed the weight. He is, his body tend to not burn fat easily. So
Right.
when he was eating this that way, he went from being pudgy to being just slim and nice and comfortable. And now he's back to being pudgy again.
Oh,
He's in his
Lord.
30s. So that means that when he gets to his 40s, you're going to get to have, I know what's coming. He knows where to find the answer. Um, but yeah, people do that. They fall off the wagon. And again, there are people around you, they go, oh, come on, just eat that, come on, what's the problem with you? Or you go to their home and they feel like they are upset because you don't eat their food. And my mistake was, I mean, I can say now after all those years, because it was hard, of course, with the family, was to not ask them to support us, because obviously no arthritis, excess weight, floaters in my vision, rashes on my face. My face literally
Wow.
was like a tomato, was red and peeling and cracking and bleeding here,
Wow.
bleeding. So gone. Is their brother, no sleep apnea. My children, whatever went on was, so obviously it was working 3 years, like
Yes.
not just for 2 months, 3 years
Right.
before we separated. But they still, and my mistake was to not say to them, please support my family. See, I'm healthy, they're healthy, we resolve
Right.
everything. I don't mean to upset you. I'm just asking your support, please.
Right.
And that was
That's all you could do, because it really was a cultural problem in this case. I just want to share with you, I wasn't the only one yesterday. Doreen says, I did walk down to the restaurant on the corner last night and get a burger. Oh, yeah. She said, and she had French onion burger too. So we just know, I think, I mean, we're intelligent people. We know that prevention is the way to go. The pharmaceuticals have just really done us all in, thinking that, the immediate pill can take care of it. McDonald's, the immediate burger, you're hungry, oh, come on, we'll give you an immediate, and so we live in a fast working world. And so unfortunately, it works against us, doesn't it? It works against us.
and
But tell us,
yes,
but you've got the solution, because
I've
not only
got
do
a
you do
solution.
vegan, you tell us about how fast you prepare your food.
Exactly. So we're talking about a burger here, right? And
Hmm.
I must have that somewhere on my YouTube, because I have so many little videos that shows that you can assemble in minutes. So what happens with the burger is my recipe that I have on my website that you can find and buy with that recipe is for 12 burgers. So it takes me 10 minutes to make that recipe. So you
Wow.
make the recipe, and then the burgers are ready. You keep them in your freezer if you like, or in your fridge if you like, because it keeps for 3 weeks. Now, when
Really?
you have, yeah, when
No
you have,
preservatives?
no, it's
Wow.
dehydrated. So when you
I see.
dehydrate to a certain place, then there is no formation of coliforms and whatever can ruin the food, make it go bad. So that's the key. Now, imagine that. So you invest, like you say, okay, I'm going to work, 3 hours a week. I'm just going to prepare the burgers, the sauces, the things that I teach. And then that means that you have that in your fridge. And then the beauty, I don't know about Doreen if she has children, but whoever has children or partner, if you're alone,
Patty
then
does. Patty does. She's a
Patty does.
mom. Any
So
mom that's listening, really. Yeah.
any mom,
Or
anyone
dad.
with a partner, what I'm saying is, once you have your burger ready, you have your lettuce in your fridge, you have tomatoes, cukes, alfalfa, you have the chili and the dill nut cheese that I teach how to make. It's there, it keeps chili for 3 weeks, the cheese for 2 weeks, and again, you can freeze it if you like. Then it's like, okay, let's eat dinner. You open the fridge, and then you yourself, you take what you like if you're alone eating, or you say to someone, can you grab this, put it on the table, and then people come and sit at the table and they assemble their food. And
Wow.
that's it. That's the end of the story. There is
Wow.
no
Wow.
cooking. There is no dirty. Because when you have children, I had them do the dishes. It was like, "Argh." But when you eat raw food, dishes is like water. You rinse it. That's it. That's all it
And
is.
and not only that, but you've also helped the environment a lot. Now, you've told me that what about the garbage? It
It,
was, yeah,
it was
unbelievable.
amazing. It was. So what happened at my home? We had three children, my husband and I. So we have, like most family, after a week, you have two big bags of garbage that you put at the top of your driveway. We started doing this way. It went down to, here comes the bell. It went down to a little bag, just a little bag.
Wow.
Like that
Wow.
little kitchen, under your counter kitchen pail that you have
Wow.
that size. The rest was, we had a huge compost pile at the back. And then I was also, buying, because you go in the grocery produce
Store.
section of the grocery. I had my own bag. So I just took, most things were not wrapped. They were just, you take it. So there were no garbage. So that's home. Then when I had my cafe, 90% of our waste were green waste. They
Wow.
were recycled or composted. And again, at the end of a week, we had that little pail of, because they were twist ties or the blue gloves we have to use for some raisins, or, there were things we couldn't recycle. And of
Right.
course, at my cafe, they have glass straws. There were no plastic straws. So we did, many other things. But to say when it comes to food itself, that only 10% were actual waste.
Oh,
And
wow.
imagine what it can do to the planet. Imagine if family go back to having a little, like two big garbage bag to a little one. What
Well,
do we
that's
do?
amazing.
Who
That's amazing.
wants to
I mean,
have
I mean, so it's not just our bodies; it's the environment too that we're protecting. Thank you for that. I just want to share something because we have Hannah Winberg with us. We have Magda Sommer. Welcome. We have a Facebook user who says, "Please don't connect good to some of food sensitivity symptoms." I'm not quite sure what
please
that
don't connect
means.
good to some of food sensitive symptoms. Um, hmm.
I maybe you can. I'm not quite sure if that
Okay,
is
because yeah, there is. I mean, food sensitivities is. I don't know if that person means that there are some people. There's certain food they should not have,
right.
and certainly at my cafe, I ran into this. So I have no in my recipe. I have no processed ingredients
Mm-hmm.
or very little, like a little bit of soya sauce, and it's gluten free, and a little bit of oil, but I don't use much of it. I'll use celery instead of salt. The recipes are gluten free, and I sweeten with dates.
You
So
sweeten with
when
dates. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So when we think of diabetes, when we think of celiac, when we think of, and that's what happened at my cafe too, is because the food is created and designed that way, people with IBS, gut issues, cholesterol issues, it all disappeared. They love coming to my cafe because they would say, "Oh, that's the one thing." They would come to my cafe and say, "Oh my gosh, I can eat everything on the menu." Because
Yeah.
yeah, people who have some sensitivity, you go to a restaurant and there might be MSG, there is this, there is
Oh,
that. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you don't know everything that's in it, and so they're very limited. People could eat everything on the menu.
I got when you had your cafe, you used to deliver food at home, right?
At the cafe, no, but now what I do, and that's
Now
something
you
that
do.
yeah, and that's something also that's going to be part of my teaching. It'll be offered soon. Is I closed my cafe in 2020. I now work on my
Because
online
of
classes.
COVID, right? Because of
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah, exactly. Like a case of lettuce, we use that, have that every second, third day. Now
Right.
it had to last for a week. It does not because it's fresh.
Right.
So I close the cafe. So now it's online classes. But then I have customer from the cafe that ask me, "Would you, Agathe, please?" So I have about 3,000 customers that I do
Wow.
food for, and I deliver every week. And I'm going to teach people how to
Wow.
create your home business.
Oh my
So
God, that's so
yeah,
cool.
so
So that
you decide to eat this way. So you
uh-huh.
make the food anyway, and then friends come over and they go, "Wow, that's so good." But then they don't have the time, or they don't have an interest, but they want the food. So you can
Right.
start selling the food yourself too.
And that's big business. And the longer we live, and very often we end up being alone and we don't want to go out to eat and we don't
Yeah,
want to cook. So this is
yeah,
perfect timing for you.
yeah,
Wow, I can't believe this. Now, I do. Could you just tell me when you came into? I know you closed your cafe in 2020. Was that the point at which
yeah.
you then came in touch with Dean Graciosi and Tony's
Exactly,
Progress Next?
exactly,
Well,
exactly. And then what happened there is just amazing because we just talked about why is it that people know that eating that way for them will be so beneficial for their health.
right.
So for me, it was like, I mean, Dean almost fell off his chair. He's listening to me and he goes, because he says, I was at the beginning, of course, of having my online courses, but then not putting it out there, not putting it out there, not not doing the video, not doing the social media. And so, I was just not doing it. And so he's having me on a hot seat. And then I
Several
explained.
times, I may add, several times, not just
So then,
once, but several
exactly.
times.
But the first time he asked me, he says, "How come you're not there?" Because I am like I am today. I
Yeah.
just love what I do. But I had this blockage of stepping into, and that's what Dean totally destroyed, blew off in pieces, and really, really supported me to just go ahead and do it. And I'm forever grateful for Dean. I'm forever grateful for Dean and his team. I mean, his people are also amazing. The team that we don't see behind as much, the team that goes on stage, the Raf and the Zach and all those people we see on
Right.
stage, giving coaching and being part of the courses that are being given. But I'm forever grateful for him
Thank you.
because
Thank you, Chef. I just want to tell you that Doreen, who's with us, said that, yeah, she remembers you. She saw you at least on two of them. You were on the hot seat, so she remembers you well. So say hello to Doreen for sure and all our guests.
hello,
So
Doreen.
this is so exciting. Let me tell you, I know that you have something like 60 plus courses on Mastermind. 60 plus courses on Mastermind. Okay, so here's the problem. You haven't sold any. Why?
No,
What's
I
the
sold.
problem?
Yeah, I sold a few. I sold maybe like 12 of them, 12 courses, but I haven't. Yes. So what's the problem? So looking into that, there is the consistency. So what happens for me is I'll be consistent on my social media, and I can see, people are looking more and more, and I increase the viewers. But then something happens in my life, and whatever might be personal or whatever. And
Hmm.
then the first thing that I don't keep up is that social media. So again, that's, Dean says it. I mean, there's no mystery. It's like if you don't put yourself out there, people don't know of you.
Thank you very much because my team and I, that we help people, um, and especially Progress Next people. We help them launch their program and market it because you can't just do a course, you can't just have a product, you can't put it on the shelf. You have to market it, and part of it is what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm so excited about this because
Oh,
I'm doing an event tomorrow, which is building camera confidence. Now,
oh,
I can see you in front of the camera.
I,
You have no problem with
I have no
your
problem with
confidence
that
in
one.
front of the camera. But a lot of people, this is their number one marketing tool. And
Yes,
and I know that Dean loved all your energy there because you were just a
yes,
pile of energy for him, and that was great because you get so excited and so passionate about what you
yeah,
do.
yeah.
And wouldn't you say that that is the number one marketing tool for
It
people
is. It
that
is.
I mean, how else are people going to get to know who you are?
And can I share something with you? So
Absolutely,
for me, it's easy. I mean, to be in camera, it's easy. What happened is, as a 4 year old, I had a good voice, a singing voice.
a
So
singing voice.
every family gathering, they would put me on a chair or on the table, depending on the
Yeah,
however many people were, so they could see me, and I would sing, and they would all go yay. So at a young age, I was reinforced
yeah.
to perform. So that
Ah,
is to say how we this is a good thing that has been ingrained in my mind. Do you know that Beyonce was a choir girl, and she wanted to sing like she does today, but shy, 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 shy. She said, I can never do this. I can never be sexy on stage and move my body and
yeah,
never, never. She took on a persona. That persona was who she is today,
right.
because well, who she is, to who she was to start a career and remain. That's her persona. And maybe
Exactly.
now she's totally comfortable, she doesn't need to play that game anymore, but that's what she did at first. So what, and you're giving your course tomorrow. So for me, what it is when I am in in front of a camera like this. And like I said, you're looking, when you do a video, you're looking at a pinhole on your phone. But then,
I
but then
know.
what I do is I imagine someone on the other side, someone that,
Exactly.
if I talk to them, you know what? I used to have arthritis. That was really bad for me. I was very miserable. Well, I think that they're gonna go, okay, enough, and click to the next one. But if you are alive and animated, and your voice change, that's the other thing too. That's another thing that I found out fascinating. I found that out this week. Why do you remember a song? So you hear a song, yeah, at many times, but you remember all the words, and you can sing along. But
Right.
then you read a book and you love that book. So you read that book, and a quote. You love that quote,
Right.
and you read that quote many times, but you just can't remember every word of it.
Right.
It's because in a song, and especially when there's a video, you got the visual, the
Yeah.
pitch, the animation, and that's what there is to put in. And so, yeah, so people take a persona, because you want people on the other end. You see, you're here, you're listening to this today. It's because,
Absolutely. And you know what, people, it's been proven over and over that people buy you, not what you sell. They don't care what you sell. As long if they love you, they just buy from you. I mean, your clients become your raving fans, really, just like Beyonce and all the great
exactly.
stuff.
As you
Yeah.
see, if someone like me is offering vegan food, and like me, they have a beautiful photo behind them, and that is just really gorgeous. But like I said, they go, "Oh, I think that would be a good thing in your life to eat this way. I think that might make a difference." And here I am. Most
Absolutely.
likely, they go, "Well, I kind of want what she's got."
Absolutely. Well, it's so exciting to hear about what you're doing. I know that this is just the beginning. I know that you have these courses. We'd be happy to help you market those courses and get them sold for you. But let us know. I think that you have some greater dream coming up for 2024. Do you not? Do you want to
Oh yeah, oh
kind of
yeah,
let
oh
us
yeah.
know about that a little bit?
When I started eating this way in 2003, and
Hmm.
saw the result in my family, it was, I must teach, I must teach. And I was brought up in a little country on a little island. I love community. So for me,
Yeah.
what it is for 2024 is to have my own vitality center, where we teach living cuisine. But there is the living cuisine is your fuel, and that fuels also bring you and open up your spiritual sense. It opens up everything. Like, you can
Right.
really access so much more when you're healthy. And so that's what the center will be. Then we teach people. They come for a retreat for 3-4 days. They come for a full program, and they learn what we do, and they learn what we do in the sense that they themselves do go with the blueprint to open their center in their part of the world. And
Mm.
then every year, once a year, twice a year, whoever's own a center like this, we meet and we exchange what we have found that works, and then really provides the best service for our guests, our customers. And I'm so excited about that. And then we're going to have children, having
Really.
things for them, like children camp and equine therapy, and I mean, holistic therapy, so many different modalities that help, because again, Mother Nature has it all. It's all in there. Just go in our book and you'll find all the answer to be healthy. So that's what we'll teach. That's what I'll be doing. So that's 2024. Yes.
Wow, what a great vision that is. Listen, I have I have a colleague and a client really who couldn't be here today. Her name is Debbie Lynn. So she wanted me to ask you this question. She says, since I've gotten older, I seem to have lots of stomach issues, wondering how to figure out what causes might be. She wants to know if you have any recommendations for best vitamins over 60 that won't interfere with heart and asthma meds.
Okay. So, yeah, so when it comes to anything medical, I cannot give advice on that. But what I can give advice on is the body. The body created us, and the body can heal us. So
Heal us.
we,
Okay.
oh, absolutely. It wants to live. Our body wants to live.
Right.
So look at, you can go online or you can email me directly. I'll send you that chart that shows the food that is not creating inflammation. First of all, remove all food that creates inflammation. So the acidic forming food, remove it, and do
Yeah.
it for a solid month. Again, don't tell me, oh, I did it for a few days, didn't work out. Do it for a solid month, no acidic forming food, and then you'll see your body is going to have a chance to get to this alkaline, happy place. And
Right.
when your body is this 7.32, that's the exact number, but
Seven
you'll
point
feel it.
three two.
You'll feel it, or 0.36. You'll feel it. So when the body gets to this happy alkaline place, it starts to heal. The microbiome starts to be able to actually be active and give you a hand here. And
Mm-hmm.
also remember that fiber and polyphenols exist only in plant food. There is
Ah,
no
okay.
fiber and no polyphenols in the animal kingdom. And
Okay.
polyphenols are antioxidant. Antioxidant again, that's what brings your body into this happy alkaline place.
Okay.
The fiber, when you say gut issue, the fiber is like the broom. It comes in
Mm.
your body and it sweeps along. So you
Right.
don't have things that stay there forever.
Right.
Also, look at, ideally, our food, what we eat, travels 24 hours before it gets to being
Right.
eliminated. 24 hours. So if you do not have a bowel movement every 24 hours, then carrot juice, then even shredded carrots. Eat shredded carrots.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's interesting.
Eat
I
comfort.
Yeah. Oh, I think I lost your sound.
Oh,
Doreen is asking, so where is the list of food that we should eat for optimal health? Do you have such a list?
again, it's that chart. It's easy. It's called acidic forming food versus alkaline forming food. And so the
Okay, so
more alkaline forming food you eat, the better you'll be.
is that why there's such a suggestion, a big, I hear it over and over again. You should start your day with a glass of water with lemon
The
juice or
lemon, yes,
lime.
yes, yes, yes. Lemon juice or lime, it settle your body. And then people go, well, lemon and lime, isn't it acidic?
Yes,
No,
exactly.
not in the body, not in the body. And then
But what
someone,
about the teeth? Doesn't
well,
it
I was, there you go. That's my next thing. I know people say that it's not good for my teeth. When we say add lemon or lime into your water, I myself take a 16-ounce water and I add a teaspoon of lemon juice in it. So you
okay.
don't do like 3 tablespoon or a third of a cup. You don't do that. So there is
Okay.
that. If you're really concerned and you feel that your teeth isn't right, use a straw. So
All
you
right.
you
That
drink
would
and
be
then it goes directly in your, yeah, in the back of your throat. But
okay.
that's
There's
excellent.
one more thing I want to ask you because I don't, I want to be very careful of people's times. What about fasting?
Oh yes.
Where do you stand on fasting?
So fasting is absolutely amazing. You see, our body can digest or repair. It cannot do both at the same time. So if you constantly eat, your body doesn't have a chance to repair. And ideally, you would stop eating, 3, 4 hours before going to bed at night,
Right.
because that's when you digest the best
Right.
overnight. And then if you can do 12 hours, that's fabulous. That then you start to be into what is called the intermittent fasting. So 12,
Intermittent. Yes.
yeah, 12 hours is fabulous. If you can get to the 18
Wow.
hours, that's a longer stretch, and then you can work your way through that if you like. But what happens there is you create autophagy, and autophagy is when the body is getting to a point where it goes into the mitochondria. It goes inside the cell and removes the bits that are not good anymore, the damage. Yeah. And that starts to create what they call the reducing biological age.
Wow. Okay, well, then I have a colleague, you know him, Mike, who just finished 11 days of fasting.
Yes.
I mean, I mean, I guess, I guess I could do, I've done 2 day fastings, but 11 days of fasting. So what happens to the body?
So he did water only fasting or juice fasting?
Water, tea, yes. Hmm.
Water and tea. Okay. So, and again, when you decide to do that, consult with your doctor. Don't
Right.
start this on your own. I did it myself too. I did it quite a few times myself too. Now I do more of the juice fasting instead of just the water fasting. I mean, my body is pretty clean, so I guess I can look at it this way. So what happens? Yeah, your body goes deeper into eliminating. You're really flushing out. Now, you're really flushing out toxins. Now, the important part as well, when you do that fasting, you might have heard of it. It's colonics.
Uh,
So, or enema, but do something like that because then you really can extract everything from your body that way.
oh, so at the same time, you should be doing something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So, like when I did it myself, I was doing the enema at home myself
Yes. Hmm.
every second day. And then at the end of my fast, I had a colonic.
Okay. Well, that sounds awful
It
to tell you.
sounds awful, but it's very good for the body. When you go and have that and you see what comes out, it's just like, what? Because again, in my case, I'm 65 years old. I started eating the way I do at 45. So I had
Yeah.
45 years of not eating the absolute best, even though my mom was cooking everything at home. Most of it was from our garden, so that was really good
Good.
because
Hmm.
you're not
Yeah.
exposed to so many crap that they have when they the huge monocrop farms. But still, I had all, and I didn't have much medication, but it helps also to remove that. So that's what it does when you do a fasting that is so deep for so long. It really can reach into all the further into the tissue and get out those medication, maybe antibiotic,
You
whatever.
know, the body is an amazing mechanism. I mean, we underestimate it so
Oh,
much.
oh yeah.
It's unbelievable. So, Chef Agathe, if any of the audience that are here with us, and thank you all of you for being here. If they wanted to contact you, I have the ticker down below that says to contact Agathe Mathieu, info at chefagathe.com,
Yes.
or go to https://healingvegancuisine.com. Here are the bells.
Hear the bell.
There are the bells to signal our okay. So I want to thank you so very much. I don't want to see what comes out, Doreen says. So thank you so very, very, very much for being here with us. And I thank you because I know how busy you are. Congratulations on your new dream. I know that all that's going to happen. And congratulations on being on the hot seat with you. I think Dean is really kind of following you because he wants to, yeah, you're one of his kind of hot contenders. So keep that up. Keep that up.
Awesome.
And thank you for being here. I thank you for your time and your energy because you're bubbly with energy all the time. And I just want to say thank you to the audience. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Magda. Thank you all. Magda, let me see. I didn't, the Facebook user, Patty Sanders. Yeah, let's see. I don't want to miss anybody who was here. Hannah, Eileen, Patty. Thank you all for being here. If I missed anyone, then I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the support. And if you're interested in contacting our wonderful, awesome guests, then I will put the information in the comment below this video for anybody who wants to see the replay. And I also want to remind everybody that tomorrow is the event, Building Camera Confidence. If you feel shy, nervous, intimidated by that camera, that little green light, then that event is for you. We're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm going to create a safe, sacred place, 21 days for you to practice every day.
Woo.
So we want you to become better because it's your number one marketing tool. Do you not agree?
It
Live
is.
videos are your number one marketing tool. So we'll see you soon. Thank you, Agathe, and thank you, audience. Bye for now.